You think you're depressed. You're not. You're just weak, undisciplined, and flooded with the consequences of living without law. No one has told you the truth until now. You think that your thoughts are your own. You believe that your emotions dictate your movements. And therefore you think depression is a symptom of just living life as a man. Absolutely not. Let's get into it today. Depression. There are going to be points in your life where you have to confront tremendous difficulty. And that's going to require you to tap into a side of yourself that you probably don't know before or haven't seen before, simply because you continue to live a life listening to people that are feeding you lies that coddle you. They soothe your emotions, they soothe your thoughts, and therefore you take a softer approach towards confrontation. When confrontation arises, you then think you can bring a fucking sword to a gunfight. And realistically, you're not even wielding a sword. You're wielding something like a fucking spoon or a wooden bat compared to someone's steel, forged through fire and being able to destroy you with one single blow. You don't know how to wield power because everyone taught you how to be soft instead of powerful, and what responsibility that brought now that you have attained the power that most men never achieve. Point 1, you were never taught how to regulate, only medicate. The system that you live in profits from your numbness. You feel overwhelmed by stimulation, overwhelmed by dopamine, overwhelmed by living a life that is not true to you. And therefore, you then get numb and you seek for help. And these small fucking shots of softness to coddle that pain that comes with confronting your actual life or confronting the system and what's actually doing to you. And therefore, you never get the true understanding of how to regulate your feelings, but how to medicate it. And what does medicating do? It is a false label, which then equals a lifetime customer to the system. And therefore, you continue to live a life where you give yourself to the system. It then makes you weaker, and then you run back to the same system to give you the answer to the problem. Your problem cannot be solved in the same fucking frequency that it was created. You must ascend from the situation and figure out exactly what the cause to your problem is. Causation, a universal realm law. Cause and effect. Assess your life. Use the laws of the realm to seek your own regulation, not medication. You do not need another fucking session with the therapist. You don't need another venting session with your girl. You don't need another venting session to your boys through smoking weed, through watching some dumbass show. You need to find the exact structure needed to ascend from the problem that currently is plaguing your life. And school never taught you how to sit in silence, how to sit still, breath work, or inner observation. They never taught you the one thing I tell you in every video: thought, emotion, action, reality. They don't teach you that. Why? Because they don't want you to have the power that comes with wielding that sort of structure. When you can assess that every thought that comes through your mind is not yours, but it's almost like a bank full of thoughts that when they come, you can choose to either accept or neglect them. And you haven't trained your mind enough where it's embedded in your subconscious to always attach itself to the positive outcomes that you're looking for, or the positive route to get to where you're looking for. Because some of the truthful thoughts that you need, you neglect and think that it's harsh. You push away truth because you've never been taught how to wield it. You've only been taught softness. And so softness usually is not truth. Softness is usually wrapped around lies, and you have to cut the lies to find the truth. But you don't even know how to wield your sword to cut through the bullshit. So you sit there and accept the lies because it feels good. You accept the fucking drinking because it numbs the pain. You go use fucking weed and all other substances to ease your pain. You don't use it intentionally. While you should realistically be looking to be a purist, you still, if you do jump into the realm of weed or psychedelics, it's not used intentionally for most of you. You use it to med yourself away from all of the fucking pain that comes with being a masculine man, because we are the structure. Therefore, we must be fortified, which means we must go through hell to strengthen the walls of our structure through discipline, through that masculine energy. And a lot of you just want the softness because it medicates you. It doesn't regulate you. You know what regulates you? The universal laws of the realm will regulate you. Once you understand what they are and how to wield them, you will be able to regulate every single piece of your life. From women to money to your job to your entrepreneurship lifestyle to every single thing on this planet. Why? They are the laws of the realm for a reason. They are the sole reason you and I exist. They are the boundaries that keep us. They are the boundaries that show us the path. And we are all created to do different things in this life, but a lot of you turn off your ability to hear them or even use them because you don't want to deal with the truth that is required to wield it. The sword that I speak about, the sword of truth, not your truth, not the other person's truth, not perspective, not opinions, not anything, the truth. When you use only the laws of the realm as your sword of truth, it is going to require you to look yourself in the mirror and become worthy of wielding it. Not everyone is allowed to use the fucking sword. Why? Because they're flaunting a fucking mask to society. You're not giving your true self. You're too scared to. You run from rejection because you realize that the world is built on lies. Therefore, you go with the rhetoric of the lies. So then you continue to feed the same society that you don't want to live in by feeding the lie that you're trying to get out of. No one wants to wield the truth, especially you. And then you claim it's depression when truth actually confronts you and shows you who you are. I'm talking to you yet? You getting it yet? Comment below if you've ever been told that you're broken when you were just unguided. I'm here to reprogram you. Point 2. Depression is the byproduct of contradiction. You say one thing and live another, and your soul revolts. You can't claim to want truth. You can't claim to want better for your children. You can't claim that you can't get women. You can't claim that everything in life has been upside down without you living in direct contradiction to the very words that you're saying you don't like. You must live in a way that contradicts society. But a lot of you don't want to live that way because you realize it would outcast you. And you can't deal with rejection. So mass rejection will destroy you. And that's why you then claim it as depression when you realize that, fuck, I'm not living a life that's true to me. And my soul is craving me to get back on the correct path, but I can't. Because I don't want to deal with the rejection and the sadness that comes with it. And realistically, that sadness that you're feeling only comes from unmade decisions. You know the route that you want to go. You know the route you should go. Your soul tells you. It knocks. You feel a fucking knot in your stomach when you make a wrong decision. And that wrong decision usually feels good as fuck. You go out, you drink, you fuck, you scroll, you watch people tap into their true selves. You get the money and then you blow it on things to coddle your emotions to feel better. You just want dopamine hits and you feel it every time you do it. There is a silent knock that says, fuck, you shouldn't have done that. And you ignore it because you don't want to confront yourself for the bullshit that you've been doing because it makes you have to look in a mirror. Then you realize that split decision in your soul that happens every time you don't listen to it, you'd have to confront and look and track back every single time. And since it's been so long, you've almost been indoctrinated to fucking follow that rhetoric or follow that system of operation. So you continue to operate on these levels that do not connect you and your soul together. Your heart and mind don't even know what the fuck to do. They're scrambling and you regard it as sadness and depression when it's just you just being indecisive. Every I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'll get to it. You know what? Let me think about that. That is you splitting yourself. Because a part of you understands that you can do it right now. The amount of time that you spend on your fucking screen, you could have done what you needed to do in half the time, a quarter of the time. But because you think you have all this time and you just want to live in the moment, you lose the ability to do so. And then don't let me get started on you spiritual motherfuckers who just sit here and think that living spiritually is just frolicking under the fucking sun, happy as hell, and being comfortable, doing whatever you please. Absolutely not. Living spiritually in alignment with yourself is warfare every single day because you live in a society that's based on lies. And therefore, when you're looking for alignment, alignment is full truth and living by the laws of the realm. Which is omnipotent truth. You can't run from that. Every time you make a mistake, you will be corrected. Simply because of rhythm, which then calls a pendulum. They go back and forth and they look for balance. So when you make a wrong decision, you will be corrected. You don't just get away with that. And this is the idea of karma. When you do something you know you shouldn't have that brings imbalance to the rhythmic flow of life, you then will have to experience the repercussion because it must balance itself out, whether in this life or the next. But don't just think you get away scot-free. And a lot of you regard all of these indecisive moments as depression because you got the good feeling in the moment and got rid of the pain of dealing with being a masculine man in the moment. And now you're suffering through depression and sadness because of those same decisions that you've made. When you understand and know in your soul that if you made the correct decision that your soul kept knocking and telling you to make, but it was very different from what society was telling you to do, that you would be in a better place right now. You wouldn't be sitting looking for a fucking therapist, going to BetterHelp, and continuing a cycle of lies. And sure, can you get medicated? And will it solve your problem temporarily? Yes. But we're not looking for temporary fixes. We're looking for permanent, lifelong abilities to continue to live your life true to you, which requires you to be in full regulation. You must be able to regulate your life and your emotions and your thoughts and the actions that you do and assess your life. Not just journal them and bring it to a therapist to decode and be a soundboard for you, but be able to work within your own mind and own vessel to accomplish the things that you are looking to accomplish. That needs no assistance. Every single week you're looking for a therapy session. Every single week you're looking for a dopamine hit. Every single week you're looking for sugar to cut the ease, to put the ease on the life. When that very ease is what's causing you the depression in the long run. Where if you just took the harsh realities of life, built up some thick skin, and then life would continue to smack the fuck out of you, but you would just look at it like it's dumb because, hey, fuck yeah, I'm already built for this. I've jumped 1,000 hurdles, bring the next 10,000, I'm perfectly fine. You don't want to take that warrior standpoint because you've realized your entire life everyone's soft, so maybe I should just blend in. Pathetic. If this hits you, if you are feeling it right now, because you probably are, you took an ego hit, let your ego die. Send this to a man who's been lied to by his own reflection. This isn't motivation, this is initiation. Point 3, your nervous system doesn't need therapy, it needs law. Cold showers, breath work, and journaling aren't hacks. They're commandments. And movement regulates mood. Stillness reveals truth. So a lot of you have been doing the first part if you're on the right track. Some of y'all are lost, completely lost, off the path, don't know what the fuck I'm saying, and think I'm coming to attack you. But realize that when you go and you're looking and seeking to become better, the hacks that you find online with breath work and meditation and journaling, that's only half the battle. You must now act and move. Because when you move, it'll regulate your mood, literally. When you start to move toward the right direction from the clarity of doing the journaling, the ice cold, the ice plunges, and all of those things, you get clarity to see where you should go. It removes the fog. And in the moment when that fog is removed, after those ritualistic hacks, you have to now put movement to that clarity. And as you're moving towards the goal, even if it's by one actionable step, a practical step, like waking up on time, like going to the gym and actually giving it your all, like going to confront something that will probably reject you, whether business, woman, friendship, doesn't matter what it is. Go confront something that you think will reject you. Putting in motion that clarity will allow you to now regulate and understand, okay, cool, I'm in full control now. You do that over 7 days, ooh, I've caught a rhythm to life, a law within the realm that you live in. Okay, cool, now I got rhythm. Over 14 days, now that rhythm is it's turning into a habit. It's not there yet, but ooh, I'm in rhythm. My frequency is now vibrating a little higher than it was yesterday or the weeks before. My mind is getting very clear now because I've been putting on these hacks and I've been putting movement. So now correspondence is showing the clarity throughout my external life. I'm starting to polarize towards my true masculine because now I'm giving life a meaning and a goal for myself, which allows me to now have discipline and structure because I'm following a routine, a hack. You reach 21 days now, you get real close to making this a permanent habit. And now your vibration is at a frequency where people might start to recognize, ooh, he's a little different than I used to know him, right? You're putting in new causes to get a new effect, which now that effect is now pushing you into your masculine gender. So you're actually becoming that 50% that's needed to create. Now feminine is starting to polarize when you walk around them. You've now done it for a month. And now you realize that the life that you're living is totally different than the 30 days ago. So you see how movement now dictates what you get out of life. Now you're operating within the laws of the realm. And they will show you that you're operating at a different frequency when you start to move. Vibration is from movement, not by sitting still. Because you're sitting still, a lot of you feel chaotic because you don't know a system yet. You don't have a system. So now you just regard all those crazy thoughts in your brain as depression because you've sat still long enough for the truth to actually hit you. And when it hits you, it hits hard. Because when you realize you have no structure and all of this chaos is now hitting you non-stop. And stillness may be caused for any reason. People might die. Your friends might leave you. You might get fired. Hell, you might get hired for a position that you thought you couldn't attain. And in that moment of attaining it, it's like, oh shit, I've got what I wanted. How did that happen? And now you've been put still. You have a second of clarity to say, fuck, whoa, where's all this chaos? I just had a major win, but this chaos is all around me. Fuck, my friends are not the same. Fuck, I don't know what to do. And so you hijack your own nervous system from having no structure, and chaos destroys you. And then 6 months later, you realize like, fuck, this job is great, but my life is changing outside of this job and I don't know how to handle myself. And so then you self-sabotage. And now you're going backwards instead of forwards, even though you've just got a blessing. So you must realize stillness will reveal the truth to you. But if you're not moving with the laws of the realm, you're going to be sidetracked. You're going to be blindsided by your own negligence because you have no structure and you're a masculine male. So you don't need more understanding of yourself. You need order within yourself. You don't need therapy. You don't need to understand those thoughts because, like I said, they're a bank that you get to download, you get to pull from and accept or neglect. You need full order within your system to know how to pull them, extract the movement or the direction, the GPS guide, and go in the right direction. That's literally what those thoughts are giving you. You have all these thoughts that are available to you at every second of the day. And some of you get some brilliant thoughts, but because you have no structure of understanding how to decode it, you don't move and you stay still. And then your life doesn't go in the right direction that those thoughts would have brought you to. And so you sit still in fucking truth and get depressed because now you realize you've been indecisive for so long that you've just settled for where you are right now and you're not happy with it. And while the world will tell you, yes, you should be happy, you should get a girl, you should have a child, you should follow your 9 to 5, get your rankings up in the hierarchy system of whatever capitalistic company you're in. You've lived a templated life and now you realize, oh fuck, I've settled my entire life. What the fuck is going on? And you get this midlife crisis realizing that, oh fuck, I'm about to die in the next chapter of my life. And so shit gets real dark for you. And depression starts to hit harder because you still aren't moving. This is not the time to play with your life. And a lot of you, if you're watching me from 18 to 25, okay, great. This is time for you to understand these laws and how to implement them. If you're above 25, bro, listen very carefully. Your life may be already plotted out and tracked, and you might be settled and feeling good that, okay, cool, I have a decent routine that makes me happy. But is it true to you? Truthfully, you have to ask yourself that. Did you accomplish on earth? If you died today, did you accomplish what you set out to accomplish? Are you outputting the true potentials of yourself and hitting them? Are you giving your children the right structure so that they could survive if you died today and not be consumed by society? You have to think further along your path than just settling for what you know is comfortable. Stillness will reveal that to you, but you must move once you get the answer. And so if you're ready to obey law, not emotions, hit the blueprint link below. Don't think, just move. You were never depressed. You were out of sync with truth, out of rhythm with structure. And now you know. From this day forward, your sadness has no alibi. You either move with the laws or continue to drown in the lies. Consider yourself warned.